we've met before. You had me on. Actually, dude, when you had me on for my Logan build, that was like really a huge thing for me. I don't know if I've ever expressed that,
Oh, that's
but
awesome.
that was the
Nice.
first time I was ever touching YouTube. I was ever asked like directly about something I had built,
Yeah.
and it was a really cool exposure. I know that it was kind of I didn't have a camera then, and my light just died, but
No.
that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've met before, but for the people listening, do you mind introducing yourself and kind of talking about, how did PC battle stations come to be, and what was your vision for it when you started?
So yeah, 2019, I think I started PC Battle Stations. I've always been so I've worked in IT. Like I went to college for computer science and also in IT. That was I got a minor in computer science, so programming and stuff like that. And then in IT, like a BBA, business bachelor's business administration with information systems, something like that. So, anyways, I've always been a geek tech like video gamer. I've always loved video games. I think ever since I can remember, like I think it was an Intellivision or actually an Atari. I've always been a gamer since I was a little kid. I've always loved tech. I've always loved PC. I think I built my first PC in 2012, along with my first setup, which ended up being like an L-shaped glass setup with four monitors. And they had four monitors on this glass top. And every time I think about that, I was like, I don't even know how that even held up, but it did because the thing was even disassembling that, it was like huge. So, anyways, it's just kind of weird. Like, um, as we go through life, everything we do seems to be kind of building towards what we're meant to do or something. I don't know, because it seems like here I am, and then like I'm in an advanced level right now, and so, but like I've been video gaming. So basically, what I'm trying to say is like right now I'm putting everything together that I'm good at. I think that I enjoy. I don't know if I'm good at it, but I enjoy it. And then like, and I've owned a couple houses, so I'm a big DIYer, like doing things, and I also like doing things unique and different. I like doing what everyone does, seeing the same thing, and that's kind of how I just kind of I don't know what it was in 2018 or something like that. I just had an epiphany or something like that. Like hey, like I have this setup. I love gaming, and I was watching. I think like Ed with Tech Source and Random Frank P and stuff like that, and just like what they make it look so easy. Not it's not even close to being easy, but it's just like one of those things that I've never said that I can't do something. I've always told myself I can do anything I want. Anyone, even listening and all that stuff, can do anything you want. Um, just put your mind to it. If you have enough focus, get rid of the distractions. You can do anything you want. And so that's kind of what I just started. I'm like, you know what? I should start a YouTube channel, and I have a lot of. Actually, I think it was also Reddit. I think I was also spending a lot of time on Reddit, looking at battle stations and stuff, looking at PC master race and stuff, and just cruising and surfing and just answering questions. And I was like, you know what, I know a lot of this stuff. It's interesting. So, and I'm helping people out. So I was like, I should start a YouTube channel. I wonder if I could just give people some knowledge on how to do things, and I thought, I could build. And I think it started building this setup with this L shape. I got rid of my old glass one; it just wasn't working. Too many fingerprints. It's just a nightmare, if you haven't if you try to keep
Yeah.
things clean. But anyway, so I was like, you know what, this just isn't working. I want to do something really unique. Me and my wife saw these 3D wall panels, and I think back in the day, these wall panels, like no one had them except for one person on Reddit. I saw one other person as I was putting them up. I'm like, no way, wallpaper or 3D wall panel brothers. Now it seems like everyone has it. So, but anyways, yeah. So I made it really unique, and I built this desk, and I built my PC, and then I just videotaped all of it. And if you look at all that stuff, it's just very bad video. Like they always say, like your videos, if you look back, like some of the first stuff that you are putting out in the world is just that you cringe, and it's true. It's just like, oh my god, everything's just so bad. And I think he actually did videos before that when I had my glass desk, and I did like a secret lab chair and stuff like that. So, anyways, just to sum it all up, basically, is just kind of like I enjoy. I don't call this work because we just talked about like it's a long day. Like I get up at 7 and I am doing something every minute of the day is almost planned. And like I'm working till about 11 o'clock at night. But what I'm working on in my spare time outside of my full-time job, outside of my family life, is I don't consider it work. Like, building these PCs, building the setups and all that stuff. I love it. And so basically, I just created because I love doing this stuff, love building custom setups. I love building PCs, making everything unique. I love helping people, and I just enjoy the community. Like, I got to meet you and so many other people. It's just fun spending time with the people in this niche is just awesome because they're all like with my close friends. They're not really gamers. They don't build PCs and stuff like that. So it's kind of a breath of fresh air where you're just like, oh man, I get to talk with someone that really enjoys what I like to do and stuff. We have our friends and they're great friends. But yeah, it's just kind of nice to talk to someone and talk to the people in the community and stuff. And so, yeah, so I just started and if it doesn't even go anywhere, it doesn't, but I still enjoy doing it because like this build right here in the background, I mean, I'm building this for Abby. She's a streamer and her nickname or whatever is Rip Rara or something like that. So it's just, I don't know, I'm helping people that can't do it themselves. And I'm putting out YouTube videos and content that I like to make people laugh, like on Instagram and Twitter or even YouTube too. I like to sprinkle my YouTube videos and like comedy relief and stuff, along with some knowledge, called like edutainment, educate, entertain. So yeah, just kind of roll that all into one and just have fun.
Man, what an elevator pitch. There's a lot of stuff there.
There is.
That
It's
was
too much.
that was awesome.
I thought
No,
I better stop because I could probably keep going for a while.
no, no, it's awesome. So, like this podcast, also like great intro. There's a lot of stuff there. You're really, what you put out is excellent, and it kind of touches on the topic we were talking about earlier about needing energy for what we do. I always find your content like with an uplifting energy or a funny energy, which isn't always easy to pull off if you're not feeling it. So
Yeah, it's
people
tough.
who aren't into content creation might not know, but like my stuff is super monotone because I'm always tired. So for you to
It's
always be like kind of peppy,
yeah,
that actually takes effort.
yeah, it's
But
tough.
like I made this podcast called PC Modding and Making
Mhm.
because I am also like a DIYer and I like makers and making as well as PC modding.
Yeah,
And I always found when you talk to somebody about modding, they don't know what that is. Like they're like, "Oh, why would you do that to a computer?" Or "There's cool computers out there." Like if you're not a modder, you don't know about it. Is how it
yeah,
felt.
yeah,
So really the premise of the show is to kind of spread the word, which is why you fit really great into that guest mold because you are a maker as well as a PC modder, really. But we kind of all are, we just don't really identify as it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like to do the woodworking or the panels or
yeah.
talk
Anything. I mean,
talk about your desk, like that kind of stuff
yeah.
would be, under the maker umbrella, and then you throw a computer at it and you got a whole battle station.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I just like things unique. I just like kind of one of the things I just posted today on this PC. Um, Everyone kind of is, you always see the same things, and that's why I always like. And that's kind of why I fit into maybe modding or like making and stuff like that because I like customizing things. I don't like buying the IKEA. You see the same desk, you see the same Alex drawers, you see the same PC, and it's just all just boring. Everyone's got it. It's like you drive down the road, you see a Toyota 4Runner, even though I drive one or my wife drives one. But anyways, you see the same stuff all the time, and it's like, you know what? Let's spice it up a little bit. Let's do something. And I have the talent to have the tools. I think is one of the most important parts too. Like having a house, owning two houses, and a big DIYer. I do things myself throughout the house to fix it up and stuff like that. Um, and so I like doing that with setups and stuff. So I build like an accent wall, I build a desk, and then that also goes to some of the PCs. I wish I had some of the tools. Like I see that you have some cool tools and like Ben and all that stuff. And a lot of people have the cool tools, and sometime or someday, I'll eventually have those. But in the meantime, I'll work with what I have and kind of mod the PCs as much as I can to make it a little different, to stand out a little bit. So,
They do come in handy, like my CNC in my shop.
yeah,
It's super nice to have, but I do find there's times when you kind of want to step back from it and just use your hands. Like right now, it's kind of a wonky thing I'm doing, but I was invited to the Thermaltake Neon Maker event.
Oh yeah, yep,
So I got to be a DJ with like some RGB.
yep.
And I'm not much of a DJ, but I did used to play in a band. So my head went to an actual guitar. So
Yeah,
I traced my bass onto a piece of quarter-inch MDF, and I,
stop
like
the face.
rather than doing it on the CNC, yeah, I cut that guy out with like a jigsaw, and I'll just make that proper, and then drill holes
Yeah,
for the fans.
there you go.
The,
It's
the
gonna be awesome.
DJ part, I don't know about that part yet, but
I think all you got to do, I think you just got to you got to go like this, and
oh
then you just got to go. Yeah. So I think I always see them because you got to listen to the music, and but you got to listen here too. You got to listen
oh
to
yeah,
crowd, and then you gotta yeah. So make sure you have your hand. I think this is part of the thing. You gotta it's a proper form. You gotta. Yep. There you go. I think you got it. I
okay.
think keep
I'll do a
practicing that.
few sets of that,
You
20 reps.
gotta make sure you
Keep
stretch out
practice.
the shoulder. You don't wanna pull a deltoid.
Yeah. So when you do these PC like Battle Station full setups, I know you
Yeah.
did like the Black Panther one, Cyberpunk one. Uh, what was the one after that with the black?
There's that was one for Corsair. So that one, Corsair sent me a lot of stuff, and so I was like, "All right, I'll build you guys an epic setup." And then so I did the black accent wall. I had the black charcoal, and then also it had the 3D, like where basically it had like 1x2s in a cool design
Yeah.
that the same, so it kind of made it look three-dimensional a little bit and stuff. And then that's where I kind of took a desk and made it really unique. That one little leg, I was just trying to cruise and looking for inspiration on the internet and stuff, and then I saw kind of one desk had a leg like that, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could try to do something like that. So, but that was one that Corsair sent me a bunch of stuff. So I don't really have a project. I know there's a lot of people have like project this and that, but that was where this like a Corsair setup. So
No, but that's like you say, where and it's funny too because my girlfriend from time to time has referred to like making stuff and these PC projects as work. And it's like, yes, a lot of the times they're paid projects, but I'm choosing them because I like them. Like that's what I want to be doing. So I have a hard
yeah,
time using the word work with it as well.
yeah, yep,
I like to
yeah,
call it projects or making stuff.
yep.
But like, so where was I going with that? Uh,
You said I was going or just building a bunch of setups, Black Panthers,
yeah, right. So
Cyberpunk, Corsairs, some of the main
when
ones.
somebody comes to you or you have an idea for a full setup, like we're talking full battle station, like
Yep,
Ryan style,
yep.
what are the aspects of it that
Right.
you would address other than the computer?
In my world, I think a setup looks unique. So let's see here, maybe three main elements. Yeah, I would probably say three main elements. So accent wall, because I think I always like doing accent walls because I mean that really makes a setup really kind of stand out. If you have like a custom accent wall, kind of like what I have with the 3D wall panels, each one of those setups I did with Black Panther, like as I watched the movie Black Panther, I kept seeing these designs, this certain design. And so I said, well, what if I did that whole wall and, let's see here, brought it off the wall by 2 inches. And so I could put some RGB behind it and then purple for Black Panther. So I painted it black in this cool design and brought it off the wall and had RGB, so it glowed. So glowed behind it, and then the desk would be another part, and then the PC. So the desk, I think, is very unique because if you have a unique desk, I mean, because I mean, it's hard to find like desks. Like if you try to find a desk, I mean, you're always going back to IKEA. It seems like because they got nothing wrong with IKEA, but everyone has it. Why? Because it's a great deal. It's affordable and it's functional. Like you have Alex drawers that are perfect height, and then you have storage, and then you have a straight desk, and it doesn't break the bank. You can, but you see them everywhere, and it's hard to find other desks like the gaming desks. Like yeah, whatever, they're kind of boring too. But so that's why I customized desks, and that's why the Black Panther I did kind of like his throne, and then so I think a unique desk, accent wall, and then mod the PC all in a theme. And I think, to me, that's like, I think that's set up
Yeah,
makes it look good.
man, it's like a running theme that I'm picking up what you're putting down like pretty. So I find what really works in what you're saying there and like how you will attack the wall, you will make the full desk, and you will mod the
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
Uh, and I got to be careful with this podcast because I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to toot my own horn, or
Yeah.
I don't want things to turn cringy. But I have to admit, I feel you when you're looking at those things because it sounds to me like you're not afraid of the hard work that would be
No.
that whole project.
No.
And I've felt that before where you have an idea and you're like so into the idea that the work is secondary. That's okay. The work, it'll be fun. I'll
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But I want my vision to happen.
Yeah, and that's exactly my problem also is probably yours is time.
Yeah.
That's my enemy. No, well, I mean, that's the one thing I have the hardest time with. And that's part of the problem with dealing with a lot of these people that are either sponsoring the video or, sending parts and all that stuff is just the time. They always want things to be turned around so quick. And it's like, man, I have a vision, we have a vision and I don't have a whole lot of time, but I want it to be perfect. I can do this. Or if I can't do it, I'll learn as I go and I'll tweak it or have to redo it or something. But yeah, it just takes a lot of time. But yeah, I'm not afraid of the work. But yeah, also too is just trying to come up with an idea too. Sometimes that could be the tough one. But I think the work is fun. I just wish I had more time. If I did it full time, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what I kind of I lean on that often when I'm thinking, like this is a long day, this is a long day, but if I was to do this job, you know, if I had the ability to do it Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, I could actually fit so much more in there. But in our current setup, kind of fitting our projects around our everyday lives like we do, I lean pretty hard on that theory. Now I can't remember the name of the theory. It would probably help if I knew it, but it's work fits the time you give it. So like
Yeah.
in my mornings, I go out to my garage, which is where I do my building, like usually at 5 till 6, and then
Hmm.
I go to work at 6. But I find I'm actually super productive in that hour, just because I know I have 1 hour, right? So I'll
Yeah.
go to bed with the plan for what I want to get done. So let's say I want to clear coat something, I can get that done in the morning properly and maybe carry on to the next thing,
Yep.
uh, because I give myself that hour. But you're right, like when I go out and it's, oh, I got a little bit of time, let's go see what I can do. Man, I'm like 9 hours later
Yeah.
that I leave, and everything. I'm so tired. Like the whole day just goes by.
Like, what happened? I didn't get anything
Yeah,
I wanted to. Damn it.
and you do always think, man, if I only had more time.
Yeah.
I actually just had my very first project. It didn't go bad, but we didn't actually go through with it.
Yeah.
Working for a sponsor, we kind of there was a bit of miscommunication going on. It was meant for Halloween, a Halloween build,
Mhm.
and I was done on the 26th, but the behind the scenes kind of paperwork stuff wasn't done for the 26th, and we kind of had to call it off.
Oh, you
I was
your part?
supposed to pardon me.
On your part or the sponsor? Well,
No, the sponsor that I was building for, well, I'll be blunt. It was a paid project, and
mhm.
no payment had showed up, and I didn't want to hand over because it's a product. It is
Yeah.
a build surrounding a computer case, but it's also a product, and I
Yeah.
didn't want to hand it over without,
Yeah.
my piece of the pie. For it took a lot of time. Like this took a lot of time.
You don't wanna get burned. I mean, how many times do you hear that, like, you hand over, everything, and then all of a sudden, they're like, you're still battling payment, like, months afterwards or something. It's like,
Yeah, and that's what it was, and it was kind of neat because the rep from the company actually took my side of things, because
mhm.
we'd been in contact while I was working on it for 3 months or something, and I'll have it ready to post on my own here shortly, but it's huge and like 57 pieces. I had to go buy
Jeez.
9 sheets of 1/8 inch drywall, or 1/8 inch drywall, and or plywood, sorry,
Yeah.
and cut
Jeez.
it all down. And it was actually the design time that took longer. But
Yeah.
so then when I was like done and I was okay, I'm ready, they're like, oh well, we're not sure if we're gonna do what we said, but
Come
can
on.
we see, can we have the pictures? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can we we don't know. No. Yeah, exactly.
It
Yeah,
weirded me out, but me and the rep ended on good terms, so that's good. I had
good.
another funny point from something you said earlier about how it's nice to kind of how do we say, it's kind of motivating to be in this community because, like, for me, I'm 5 hours north of any big city.
Okay.
So and it's like a mining town. There's like one well-known streamer that lives here, and gamers are just few and far between. One good hobby shop. I love that place. But where I go to work, it's generally all we're construction workers, a bunch of dudes sitting around lunch boxes, farting,
Yep.
eating sandwiches. That's all we do.
Yeah.
And then they pull me up on YouTube on their phone,
Ah,
and like, what is that like for you? Do you mind me asking, like, amongst your friends, you said people don't really understand it. And like, I get weirded out. Like, some guy at work will be like, oh, so you're on YouTube, and they'll actually be nice about it. But to me, I feel self conscious. Like,
oh,
oh,
yeah.
well, I am on YouTube, but you don't have to watch it if you don't want. Like,
Yeah, no, actually, please don't. Like,
yeah.
I'd rather not. No, I'm the same way. I'm extremely modest. I don't like to be the center of a spotlight. I don't like to be the center of attention. And actually, that's one thing that's hard about YouTube is you have to be. I mean, you have to be a personality. You have to be up there, and that's why. I mean, I can, but I prefer not. Like, especially into your point. Yeah, I don't care if my friends watch it. It's fine, but I do. I'm just like, I pretty much in the corner blushing, if they say like, "Oh, look, no, nice, no, good video," or something like that, or they try and they support me, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, we'll watch all your videos, just to get the view time and all that stuff." It's like, cool, thanks, and then they do appreciate like everything that I do, but they're just not, a part of this. They probably in deep down they don't understand why I'm doing this at our advanced level or something like that into video games and then doing all these crazy things. But no, they generally are very supportive, and then they do see like what we do or what I do, and it does take a lot, and so I think they do appreciate the things, and so, especially some of the setups. Like, it's funny every time I create a new setup, a full battle station, so a full setup in the basement, like these accent walls. My wife gets a crazy idea that we need to do it in some room in her house. I'm just like, oh my god, do you realize how big of a pain in the ass it was on one wall? And now you want me to do it? So like the black wall, it happened with the Corsair one. Oh no, yeah, the Corsair one. But anyways, Black Panther happened with, and then it happened with when I did the Cyberpunk. I did that cement block wall, made it look distressed and like a big cement block. And she always said, "Well, we could put that somewhere. We could do it again in the house." And then with the Corsair one, that's a cool little accent. We are actually doing that again in a bigger wall in our living room or something. So it's gonna be really a pain in the ass. But anyways, yeah. So they can appreciate, what I do, what we do. But I'm very self conscious or whatever. I'd rather not, you know, be like, I don't know, put on a pedestal, or like I don't want them watching my videos and stuff like that because I do get embarrassed too. I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, you don't have to watch that. So, anyways, but thanks for
I,
the support, anyways.
yeah, it's a different kind of feeling. Like, I- you said 2019 when we kind of started doing this. Like, we kind of got into being creative maybe a little bit older than some other YouTubers and stuff
Yeah,
who are more used to it, and we kind of have to get over that hurdle. Like, oh, I used to really give hate giving safety talks at work, and now I'm talking to a camera, hoping
yeah,
everybody watches and listens to
yeah,
me talk about a compressor or something.
yeah, yeah. But going back to so you give talks in front of people and stuff, or like would you say a safety talk or what?
Well, there was the odd time at work. I used to be an acting tech, which means like I would fill in for our boss when he was busy or
Yeah,
off. And in
yeah,
the morning, we do like a toolbox talk where, we talk about the jobs of that day, who's
yeah,
doing what. And I used to get up there and just be like, uh, you, okay, guys, be safe. And I would just run off.
yeah. Throw the notebook,
Yeah.
skip,
Go
tail
in my
between your
office.
legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of, well, I guess my point is that's one of the when I talked about, like, you go through life, you have all these experiences, or you learn in uh, so basically, like, going in front of a camera wasn't so bad. It was tough at first putting myself out there, and as you know, like maybe in this podcast, putting yourself out there first time is very intimidating and stuff like that. But you get used to it and get over it. But there are all these experiences in your life that kind of grow you into what you're currently at right now. And so that's why, I used to give let's see here, like with work, I used to give training classes, and so I was in front of like a whole training class of like 20 IT people and stuff, like teaching them how to do stuff. I was in the military, I was a sergeant in the army, and so I was leading people, I was giving classes, I was teaching people. And so that's what kind of helped me grow and be confident, I think, in front of a camera, even though it's really tough because you're staring at a camera instead of actually people. And that's what's really tough. But you get these experiences in life that kind of grow you to who you are right now, and then kind of help you, I guess, that maybe makes me be a little bit more comfortable. And so I don't know, as people go through life, think of everything you're doing as like learning, a new trade, a new skill, getting better at it. And then because someday in life, you never know, you might end up using it and getting good.
It's all talent points.
Yeah. Yeah, like owning a couple houses right now, being a DIYer. Like I got all the tools all of a sudden and I got some knowledge. Hey, let's be a geek. Let's build some gaming setups.
Yeah, I
PCs.
could I could outbuild these geeks.
Yeah. I can outbuild these geeks.
Get in there.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Hey, speaking of tools, I was on a podcast recently, Making Our Way podcast, the blacksmiths and woodworkers and stuff, and they asked me a fun question. I kind of forget how they phrased it, but I believe it was something like, if you had all your tools in the shop and the shop was burning down, what three tools would you grab? Like, what are your favorites?
Jigsaw, miter saw, uh, I don't know, a drill. I mean, that's probably pretty common, right?
Yeah,
Would that be considered yeah, I mean, I would
it's
that's not a big
important.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that's not a big tool, but that's an important because if I don't have a drill, miter saw is usually pretty important in my world, or a table saw, so I can cut some wood and big pieces and stuff like that. And a jigsaw is always pretty good. Circular saw also could be up there too, so that'd be a tough one. But yeah,
Yeah,
one
right
of
into
those
the
four.
saws.
Yeah, right into the sauce. Because I think in my business or our business, I know you just mentioned like you were doing a lot of woodwork too, but you mentioned jigsaw and stuff like that. But doing like these big accent walls and doing these big desks, I need something that cuts wood.
Got it. Got
Because
it. Yeah, those are good picks. MVPs for sure.
yeah,
That'll hit home with the makers.
yeah. What would you choose? What are the three tools you would choose?
I kind of went smaller, so I went with my 3D printer,
Yeah,
airbrush, and like the flush cut saw, the Japanese hand saw.
yeah.
I like that one a lot. I use that. I find I have that with me almost more than anything else while I'm in my shop building stuff for some reason.
Oh, really? I don't think I have one of those.
Dude, they're
Dang.
amazing. So they really kind of shone to me uh, with your it kind of goes hand in hand with my CNC. Like when you create a piece of wood, it's left with these little tabs. So let's say you cut a circle
Yeah,
out of a sheet, it'll have two tabs or something so that the circle doesn't go flying off.
yeah.
You can just use the flush cut saw to clean up those circles really nice
Oh,
and then
yep,
remove the piece.
yep.
But they're a cool saw. It was actually Tech Red Mods that pointed that tool out to me. And
I know.
he's a carpenter in Japan, so
Yep.
he knows his stuff, so I believed him.
Oh no, Devin's amazing. Yeah, he is awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, super cool dude.
yeah.
Well, that was it for my show notes. I was kind of oh, I know what I want to share. Have you heard about Whoosh? So Whoosh is a company that's actually my first sponsor of this podcast, but have you heard about them?
No, I remember you posting some about it. So
Yeah, I'll give them a quick shout out here.
nice.
So Whoosh makes stuff like like this refillable bottle of screen shine, and it cleans and protects your devices. But
Hmm.
honestly, dude, they sent me a care package and everything's been cool. Like this one here is the sanitizer Sanitech.
Okay.
Mm, kind of a bit of glare
So
there.
that's like a little squirt bottle that you can clean your devices, like a phone and all that stuff, or monitor, or like what
Yeah,
kind of
so
device?
this one is it's food safe, but it's really more for germs and like washroom stuff. Clean all that up. If you're in the washroom with your phone, give it a spray of this afterwards. It'll
Yeah,
clean 99.9% of all germs and bacteria. But
nice.
the screen shine spray and the wipes, there's this one, the big bottle, and there's a smaller bottle.
Hmm.
And it really cleans up your phone like nicely. But what I found is it actually gives it like the smallest bit of protection to keep it cleaner longer. Like, keep your fingerprints off of the phone,
Really?
which is really cool. Yeah, and like everything you purchase with them comes with either a microfiber cloth or the Sanitec comes with this huge like glasses cleaner type cloth,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. And anyways, in a roundabout way, I'm showing you this stuff because I actually think you and your audience might like it. Like it cleans up glass really well and it protects it, but it also cleans off germs. And like I've used it to clean off glues, things like that. And on their website, whoosh.com or whoosh.ca for me, they've issued a discount code, which is just Rhoads PC. And you save 15% on your purchase, but they actually kick back a percentage to me to directly support the podcast, which is really cool.
Perfect. That is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you say so devices, and so like glass, can you clean like PC, the glass on the PC? Can you clean clean up the keyboards and all that stuff, or what?
so what's really cool about Whoosh is it's a non-conductive fluid. So like I did a reel on my Instagram. Actually, I did one of those cheesy. I did it on TikTok and then put it on Instagram after
Yeah, I do
videos.
that.
But I had my laptop open, sprayed the keyboard, sprayed the monitor, and wiped it down after it had been beside my CNC running. So like the laptop gets dusted with sawdust
Oh yeah.
in the garage, and I could
Mhm.
walk up, spray it while it's on running the machine, wipe everything down, and carry on. And it
See, that's
adds,
huge.
yeah. So it's safe for all that stuff. Actually, the owner that I had talked to in a live demo will like dunk his watch, his phone, put all kinds of stuff in a big cup of Whoosh, pull it out, turn it back on, no problems.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. He's super confident in the product, and then I was tested it on my own when I got it because of his
Yeah.
confidence, and I've really
Nice.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, non-conductive is probably pretty huge because yeah, if you have it on any kind of electronics devices and stuff like that, you probably want that. So, especially with yeah, like you said, that would work really good for like me because, like you said, dust and all that stuff. Man, I got a lot of stuff collecting like sawdust and stuff like that with cutting stuff and cameras or whatever, or PCs. So yeah, it's a good product. I'll have to give it a try. So
Awesome, dude.
Rhodes
Just Rhodes
PC,
Rhodes PC, yeah.
Rhodes PC for discount code 15% off.
Yeah, it's awesome. And actually,
Yeah.
yeah, I find your style of stuff is kind of interesting because you're kind of like both extremes from the spectrum. You get your hands dirty and you
On
know
the
you
spectrum, but no, I'm just kidding.
you get your hands dirty and you like will you know bust out the carpenter moves and build the full desk and the setup. But then your PC mods and like photographs and like video content and stuff is always like on the really clean end of things.
Yeah. I'm
So
really yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know. Maybe that's just the way I am, but,
like I leave my stuff like super dirty and I just take a picture of it in my garage still and I'm like, well, that's it.
good enough. So I don't know, it's weird because I can be extremely dirty, meaning, well, and meaning in this way, like, sawdust and stuff like that, and, like, I love getting my hands dirty, and, like, I've always been a big outdoorsman, like, in Colorado and stuff like that. I go hiking, I go backpacking and stuff for, like, days on end. I was in the military and, like, I just, I've done all that. I've been dirty. I'm not afraid of getting dirty. And you need to, like, with the stuff that I'm doing, working with a lot of wood and building stuff. And then, but I can also be, but I'm also very OCD, and I'm very like with PCs. Like if I know that obviously it can't handle sawdust and all that stuff, it needs to be clean. And I do appreciate very clean, tight PCs, and I'm very OCD with even like when I'm painting or even I haven't gotten into some crazy mods yet. I need to get more into more 3D printing and all that stuff. And but anyways, but with like PCs, I need to be very clean with the paint. I'm very clean with videos, pictures. I think I appreciate the art of like I learn from people that are very good at videography and photography and stuff like that. So I try to be as the best I can professional and like so it's so easy and some a lot of times I do is just take it raw and actually with the new iPhones these days, man, it's so easy just to go up there and just like click point rather than pulling out the DSLR and like getting the right light and all that stuff. So sometimes I don't have time for that, but there's so many people that do very good job of doing that. But I'm OCD and everything kind of needs to be perfect a lot too, with like photography, videography, with my setups, with the PC builds, and everything. Um, so I don't know. It's kind of weird, kind of like what you said. I'm both ends of the spectrum because I can get very dirty. Not afraid of that, but I'm also when it comes to being a perfectionist, being OCD with whatever I'm building, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm putting out into the world, it needs to be perfect. So
Yeah, so
flawless.
you kind of find that standard that you know, once you achieve that standard, and I found that a few projects back, that once I achieved the standard, I had, you know, you're kind of, the project shows you what you can do.
Yeah,
So once you do something like that and you go, wow, I, that's where I got to stay. And the content
yeah,
is the same way.
yeah,
You know, like once you shoot some good video or photos, well, now you know that you can,
yeah.
and
And
you do want to
then
stay there. I do find my issue there is also time.
oh, it's definitely time. And there's like it's tough. There's a lot of things if I had more time, it would look a lot better. It would be a lot better, and I just got to kind of rein it back. And a lot of things, like my wife, she always says, "Just it's fine, it's good. There's no." But I'm always like on that perfectionist level, like OCD, like no, it's not perfect, or like I need to do this, but I don't have. But then I also kind of got to reel it back. It's like I can't, I don't have time, or I don't have the equipment and all that stuff, and so I just got to roll with what it is. But yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
Um,
photography equipment is it's
Oh
endless.
man. Well, yeah, one of my good friends, Matt, he's really starting to blow up or whatever, but yeah, he's a very good photographer and he's growing on YouTube so crazy now. But he does it full time and he's putting in like 13, like 12 or 13-hour days and stuff like that. And he's got the nice little cinematic effect and all that stuff. He's in our PC community too, so Matt.
Yeah,
Um, he's doing awesome, but you just know what it takes to be at that level. And he's like, he's 12, 13-hour days. It's like, well, I can't do that.
yeah,
I could
we'd like
try to
to,
mimic it. Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, but yeah, so I just put out the best whatever that we can do. Whatever. So, but yeah, I do have that both ends of the spectrum. I need to be perfect, OCD, everything's, but then also not afraid of getting dirty. So,
but that's interesting, man. I like that.
yeah. So,
Well, it's getting a little late, so I might wrap it up here shortly. But do you want to share anything kind of on the horizon for PC battle stations? Maybe a next full battle station ETA?
I'm actually working on one for Cooler Master. One of those things that I wish I would have gotten done like months ago, but there's so many things. So, anyways, Cooler Masters on the horizon. Grove Made. I'm doing. So Cooler Master. I'm gonna
Oh,
do like yeah. So back up. So Cooler Master. I'm gonna do like a nice little setup in their new colors, like a teal, purple, and all that stuff. Some accent. I'm gonna mod the case and stuff like that. I got some of their products and stuff. And then I'm also gonna do a theme where I don't know. I'm trying to so basically, I did kind of half of it. Some of my social media posts were like I was trying to get a kill in Halo Infinite. So basically, I try to like keep it funny or keep there's a story behind it with subtle. Hey, but I'm using Cooler Master products,
right.
um, and so but I kind of make it fun and entertaining. There's a story behind it because I don't want to be like so like commercial like this is the keys and they go it's so much quicker 4.39% faster than your standard gamer keyboard and it's the black and just like it's like whatever it sounds like a commercial and it's like no one cares. Cool, it's a new keyboard, everyone expected, oh here's insert x reason why it's so much cooler and better than everything else. So anyways, I try to put a story and I try to make it funny, and then you kind of you're using their product and stuff like that, which I do like Cooler Master a lot. But I try to make it what is something that I would watch. I don't, and I'm entertaining, and so it's kind of like that edutainment. Like you educate upon that, educate on whatever someone has a question for, like building PCs or this product. There's a new product, educate on the new product, but make it entertaining, tell a story, and so I'm gonna finish that, how I got my first kill on Halo Infinite, and I slowly tack on every Cooler Master product, and then I eventually lead to a whole setup where hopefully I get that first kill in Halo Infinite. So, anyways, that long thing is so Cooler Master setup. Grove Made, you mentioned, I don't know, did you hear Grove Made?
Yeah, so like I used to watch like setup videos a lot, like desk setups and office setups, and GroveMate comes up a lot as like really nice,
Oh
kind of
yeah,
organic looking stuff.
I got some walnut. Oh man, it's beautiful. And I wanted to finish that a long time ago too. But yeah, I'm building a Grove Made. So it's a walnut wood and black theme setup with like no RGB, so no frames per second increase with RGB.
No, but the woodworking skills will pick
Yeah.
that up.
Yep. And that's the problem, I think, where I want to finish these things a lot quicker, but me being like OCD a perfectionist and like not having enough time, like tends to be a lot longer. And I feel bad for the companies because I'm just like, I'm still working on it. I'm sorry. But I want it to be perfect. You're gonna be pleased with the end result. Hopefully I'll finish here soon. And I wish I had more time, but it's going to be beautiful once it's done because walnut wood and black, no RGB, just kind of like a nice professional, like an accent wall. That's maybe like a black background and some like wood, like walnut wood accent, maybe some different color, like or a different size wood coming out of the wall to make it kind of like staggered a little bit with a walnut wood. And then I have the Cubor or Cubior, whatever the PC case. I don't know if you heard of them, the Cubior from like Finland or something like that.
I think
They
I've
have a
seen it.
wood,
Yeah,
yeah, they have a wood case. I got it back over here.
I
So I got
think
a
like
wood
if you
case.
scroll down on your feed on
Yeah,
Instagram, you have it. Yeah.
actually, what's funny is because that video that I did blew up, like went viral. Of like I've never seen a PC case like this. I kind of like made it where hopefully not hack the algorithm, but it would kind of get the algorithm, trigger the algorithm a little bit, led people along, with a hook in the beginning, and then kept people entertained throughout the store, the quick little story, or whatever. But it was an actually unique case, and so that one has like 4.3 million views or something like that. It went
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, it went crazy. I didn't expect that. It's kind of funny, like these things that you don't expect all of a sudden just like blow up, and the things that you think blow up like flop. It's kind of funny, like how that works. God damn.
Yeah.
But anyway, so with that case, like I'll do a walnut wood with that case and a black. I want to do like some ZMT tubing from EK, water cooled and stuff like that. I also want to do a setup that I've had in the works, like the Mr. B style, like the world's largest RGB setup or the world's most RGB setup, and just like make it obnoxious and like there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just kind of funny.
That would be a tough one.
Yeah, and just whatever, just kind of fun with it, and just like that theme of the world's largest. I'm just slapping RGB on everything, and just kind of seeing how stupid it can get, and pretty funny.
Man, I saw something
Um,
yesterday. It's an RGB ring that sits against the wall where like your toilet paper roll goes. So you can have an RGB bathroom.
it truly is like RGB everything. It's going to be kind of crazy, and as RGB is becoming everywhere, you know what's going to happen. It's going to slowly tip because I'm still slowly, or I mean, I also appreciate non RGB stuff, like our buddy Matt has been making some. I've always wanted to do. I'm just too busy to make like a black stealth build, just like no RGB stuff. I'm really kind of excited to make it clean, no RGB stuff. There's a. Are you familiar with that black? The blackest black. What does it start with? A V. Excuse me.
The paint?
Uh, yeah, the paint. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the blackest of black, and then so there's like a black 3.0 or something like that. I think where it's not patented, like that paint is not patented or something like that. So, anyways, I want to like paint the case like the blackest of black, and so like it's going to be funny because the thumbnail will probably be it will look like it's just a black void in the thumbnail, but it's actually black 3.0.
So you're planning a build based on a thumbnail?
No, no, just I'm planning a build based on like no RGB, black, black on black, no RGB. So, and using paint that is like the blackest of black. I
Oh,
won't do
got
like
it.
a whole setup, but I'll maybe like a build that will like I'll dip the case or I'll spray paint the case in this black 3.0. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called black 3.0, the blackest paint ever made. So I want to kind of paint the case using this black 3.0.
I just thought that was interesting because you always nail your thumbnails. Nail your thumbnails. Nail.
Nail
You
my
nail.
thumbnails.
You really nailed that thumbnail.
Well, I don't know about that. Recently, I've
To me, from when I'm looking at your stuff, I go, "These are fun thumbnails." You know?
the most recent ones, or like let's say maybe going back 5 or 10 thumbnails back, because you can probably tell when I actually outsourced that.
No, I scrolled. When did I? Today, I went and checked out our interview, which was 3 years ago,
Mm,
just so I could post something on Instagram. And I
okay.
was scrolling through them all. I was like, "These are all good thumbnails, man." I don't know.
You would, yeah, I thought so. Well, good. I mean, great minds think alike because I mean they're probably perfect thumbnails, right?
That was the best thumbnail ever.
That's the best thumbnail ever. I'm putting that one out there, man. People are gonna
Nailed it.
click on. Yeah, nailed it. People are clicking on that. Wait, they're not clicking. Son of a.
I didn't nail it.
Um, no, I did not nail that thumbnail. So, that's when I started outsourcing to someone that had some better skills. But it's just, it's just YouTube. I mean, it's people who can attract someone within a half second. It's just, I don't know. And thumbnails, titles, and once you can actually, the click through rate, that's the click through rate, and then get them to hook, get them to watch it. So, but yeah, it's all the fun YouTube game. It's like, man, it's tough.
Yeah, YouTube's quite the
Yeah, but and I've recently started to take it seriously. Like my first couple years, I was like, they always say like, with YouTube, do your first 100 videos and learn, get 1% better, the next video. Um, but whatever. And then I've recently just started to take it seriously where, like I'll try and actually look at analytics, or I'll try and get serious about the YouTube and the title, and like the try and see like maybe the intro, the hook, try and tell the story and stuff. And it's fun, it's still fun, but you know, I do like the game or whatever. I do like producing content that I do like my most recent video. It's pretty fun to like build something and then put it out there and that you're pretty proud of, like a PC. To build something, put it out to the world, and say, "Here, look what I did. Do you like it?"
yeah, and I think a lot on too. So like my videos right now are probably worse than when you even first started. They're pretty bad. But I think of the videos that I watched when I was just starting PC modding. So when I first started, I remember I looked up this dude named Diatech Modding.
Okay,
He,
yeah.
he's
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 been
not
old. He's been there for a while, or no? Maybe
well
it's not
he
him.
he was into it like 10 years ago.
Okay, maybe yeah, because I thought,
But his videos were always like he would introduce himself and he'd say I like to mod computers. Then he would talk about what he was doing,
yeah,
and what he was saying was fine, it worked. He was actually teaching, but
yeah,
the video quality was like on this old blanket with all these patterns and you couldn't even really see what he was doing and the camera was fuzzy. And I think, well, my videos are like probably the exact same quality as that now. So good enough because I did use those videos when I started. So
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's come a long way from then. But the number one thing is the content. So don't, and then the more you like want to take YouTube seriously, or anything, kind of use any kind of algorithm. Content is number one. You can have exactly what you're doing because you watch the video, and someone's going to watch your video for the content. So you can shoot it on a potato phone, whatever, as long as the content is key. But if every video you just got a little bit better, you just did a little bit something different, like 1%, make your first 100 videos, and by that 100th video, you're gonna like have that 100th video is gonna be 4 times better than when you started. So, but yeah, it's all about just producing good, solid content that people want to watch. Really, that's all it is.
oh, that's good advice, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh for anyone listening, where can they find your stuff, on a regular basis that want to hop on and follow for your next battle station?
So my main one I want to be is, well, YouTube. So it's just PC battle stations. And then Instagram, I'm usually fairly active. A lot of times I don't have time to do a lot of social media posts and stuff like that, but I do have a lot of a good community, and I do have a lot of people that I talk to, and I am kind of active at least on other people's stuff if I'm not posting. So Instagram, which currently is pc.battlestations.setups. I don't like that long name. I want to see if I can try to get PC Battle Stations, but that's taken. But I don't think they're active, and so maybe I'll move over there. But anyways, pc.battlestations.setups. Twitter, p battlestations, because it maxes out after I couldn't get
Oh,
PC. So that was annoying. So I can't get PC Battle Station or PC Battle Station. So I had to do P Battle Stations. Anyways, and then TikTok, which is just PC Battle Stations. I'm not really active on Facebook. I do have a website. It's www.pcbattlestations.com. I'm recently, or soon, I'm going to redo that because I'm going to start selling stuff. So now that PC prices are somewhat, you know, not like I have to sell my kidney to get this,
yeah.
GPU, and they're more available. Prices have come down. They're more stable, and they're, components are more available. I'm going to start selling stuff, so I'm going to switch my, I think my website, and start selling some stuff. Maybe start selling builds that I do. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I try to be somewhat everywhere, but with a one man show like myself, it's tough to be everywhere. So like
It
YouTube,
is.
Twitter, TikTok, website. Oh my God, seriously, I think I shouldn't have done all of that all at once.
I hear
Oh,
you there. My website's a little behind.
yeah, whatever.
But awesome. Thanks, man. And for anyone listening, my stuff is all Rhodes PC, but I'll also have all of Ryan's links in the show notes down below to keep in touch. But yeah, thanks a lot for joining me, dude. It's been, I know it's a late one, but I really appreciate the episode.
Oh, yeah, me too. I always love talking with you, man. And so, yeah, one of these days, maybe we'll start up streaming again. We'll have you on mine again, or we'll talk soon. I like
Yeah,
talking to you. So I like talking to, like I said, the people in our community. So
I'd love that.
yeah, we'll be
Awesome.
talking soon.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, brother. Cheers.